Importing instruments and accessories for student use. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the best practices for importing instruments for student use. In this video, I'll discuss the following topics. 1. The different types of instruments that you can import. 2. The different ways to import instruments. 3. The costs associated with importing instruments. 4. The legal requirements for importing instruments. 5. The best practices for importing instruments. Let's start by talking about the different types of instruments that you can import. You can import new instruments, used instruments, or even vintage instruments. New instruments are typically the most expensive option, but they also offer the best quality. Used instruments are a more affordable option, but you'll need to be more careful about inspecting them for damage. Vintage instruments can be a great option if you're looking for a unique instrument with a lot of character, but they can also be very expensive. Once you've decided what type of instrument you want to import, you need to decide how you're going to import it. You can import instruments yourself, or you can hire a company to do it for you. If you're importing instruments yourself, you'll need to find a reputable dealer in the country where you're importing from. You'll also need to work with a customs broker to clear the instruments through customs. If you're hiring a company to import instruments for you, they'll handle all of the details, including finding a dealer, clearing the instruments through customs, and shipping them to your school. The costs associated with importing instruments can vary significantly depending on the type of instrument, the country of origin, and the shipping method. New instruments are typically the most expensive to import, followed by used instruments and vintage instruments. The cost of shipping can also vary significantly depending on the size and weight of the instrument. In addition to the cost of the instrument and shipping, you'll also need to factor in the cost of customs duties and taxes. Customs duties are fees that are charged by the government of the country where you're importing the instruments. Taxes are fees that are charged by the government of your own country. The legal requirements for importing instruments vary from country to country. In some countries, you may need to obtain a permit or license to import instruments. You may also need to provide proof of origin for the instruments. It's important to do your research and make sure that you're aware of all of the legal requirements before you import any instruments. Now that we've covered the basics of importing instruments, let's talk about the best practices for doing it. Here are a few tips for importing instruments that will help you avoid problems and get the best possible results. 1. Do your research and choose a reputable dealer. 2. Work with a customs broker to clear the instruments through customs. 3. Get insurance for the instruments in case they are damaged during shipping. 4. Make sure that you're aware of all of the legal requirements for importing instruments. By following these best practices, you can help ensure that your import experience is smooth and successful. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one.